Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy. We're back with another video. Today we're going to see how much gold we can get in an hour on Diablo 3. So max gold find build. As you can see, we've got 6.7 billion gold at the moment. We're going to play for an hour. We're going to see how much we have at the end. We've got 287 keys. So let's make a note of both of those before we get going. The build is an inner build. So it is 5 pieces of inner. We have stuffed pretty much all the gold find things in that I can possibly think of. So we've got a Devil Tongue sword, which rolls with up to 80% gold on its secondary. We've got the Sunkeeper mace. This one's rubbish. It is non-ancient. Again, that will roll with up to 80% gold find on it. We do get nice elite damage on here, which is kind of cool. So we do like that. We've gone for the gold skin. This drops always with 100% on 100% on the gold find, which is nice. So we're dropping the inner chest plate. We've taken Kimbo's. This again will give up to 100%. The other necklace that we're using in the cube is the Squirts. Squirts defaults with gold find on it as well, up to 80%. So you're certainly not getting terribly much by doing the Kimbo's, but the extra 20%, I thought, hey, why not? Other than that, we've got gold find rolled as secondary on everything. So every piece has gold find on it. And this is giving us a gold find figure of 55k, just over. So we could obviously min-max this a little bit. We could make sure that we got the max gold rolls on everything. But honestly, 55,000 should do us. That should be pretty good. Ring wise, let's say you don't want to go for Kimbo's, you can certainly put the Rogue in the cube, and then you can put the Squirts on the character, lose a little bit gold find here, and then you've got a free ring slot. So maybe a Stone of Jordan or Convention of Elements if you wanted a bit more damage. Again, ideally with the chest plate, we would want the sockets, we'd want Mystic Ally damage, or Mystic Ally damage on your shoulders. We don't have the gold wrap, so we are not immortal, but with Serenity Ascension, we block a lot of damage. Ingeome, with the Fragment of Destruction giving us a lot of cooldown, kind of like having a Messerschmitt's Reaver. Obviously CDR is pretty good. The rest of it is standard inner stuff. We've gone for Mantra of Healing to give us a bit more of a shield, and also Spirit Regen. That's definitely swappable. If you want to put on Mantra of Conviction for a bit more damage, you can do. You know, let's say you're not that fussed about every bit of gold find, you could maybe put the inner chest plate on, and then you've got the freedom to possibly put on the crudest boots, and then you've got free cube slot. You know, so there's a few things that you can do with this, but this is max. This is the max gold find, I think. You know, we've got it on every slot. We've got a lot of the gold find pieces in it. So yeah, we're gonna give it a go for an hour. I've just been recording for about 9 minutes without actually pressing the record button. So, you know, these things happen. Right, let's hit stop on that. Let's reset it. Let's go, and let's go and see how we do. Let me just minimize my version of the timer so that I can see how we're doing. I'm not having much luck with videos lately, guys, to be honest. I spent a good chunk of time yesterday recording a Demon Hunter key blasting session, and then I realised I had the wrong build on this morning after editing the video and uploading it, which was punishing, but never mind. Right, now with the Ingeome, we obviously can teleport around quite fast, which is great, particularly when you get like a cooldown pylon. That is just absolutely fantastic. We do need to make sure we're picking the gold up, so we do need to move around a little bit, because the Avarice Band, which is on the follower, obviously, does not start working until we actually move. So if we just teleport, we don't actually pick up the gold. So that's just something to be a little careful about. We will be fairly fast for keys. I'm guessing we'll probably get about 80 or so in this hour. Maybe a little more. We'll just have to see. And you never know, maybe some goodies as well. Quick plug for the second channel whilst we start going. I have started to make mobile gaming content again. Raid Shadow Legends, which I've been playing for 2 years now because I do enjoy it. So it's basically a kind of beginner guide to it. We've set a budget because the game is, you can play it free to play, but it is, I don't know, it's one of those games they certainly encourage you to spend on it. And I don't mind spending a little bit of money on it. So we've got a budget of $30 a month. So it's $1 a day raid, which if you think about it, you can spend more than that on, beers at the pub or coffees, in month or whatever. So hopefully, even if you want to do the free to play, which you totally can do the game free to play, maybe we'll do that next time. Absolutely, you can do. We'll show you some tips and tricks and stuff. So yeah, do check that out. Link in the description. But other than that, we're going to come back and we're going to do a DH Key Blast session. We will do that. I'm going to do that hopefully tomorrow. But I do have the kids at home. Now, I'm hoping to be able to do more content full stop this year. Not going to go full time because I still really like my day job. But what I'm going to try and do is I've given up alcohol for the year. So I got smashed on Christmas Day, and from Boxing Day, I've decided we're not going to be doing any more of that drinking for this year. We're going to we're going to focus on content creation. So we're going to give it a big push for a year. Try and make more videos. There will be a lot more kind of this style of video where I'm just kind of playing the game, chatting a little bit. So a little bit kind of like a stream, but it's only going to be like half an hour, making kind of like a VOD. So I'm going to do a bunch of these. We're still going to obviously do the build guides. I've got some fun and wacky ideas to go. Obviously, we've got Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to be making more content. There's going to be new rune words and a ladder and a PTR for that. So we'll probably play some of that. So you'll see some of that on the channel. We know we've got Diablo Immortal coming early next year. I really haven't played that in the beta. I've got access, but given that it's Android, I don't like playing it on my phone. To be perfectly honest, I think it's a game that you need to be playing either through a PC client or on a fairly sizable tablet, because ARPGs, I just think you need to be playing on a phone. And at the moment, I can't get my my Android device to link to my PC other than to Bluetooth it, and that just is laggy and not fun. So when it comes out, I've got a nice iPad, so we will be blasting it. I will probably put that on the mobile channel, I'm guessing. So it'll be that and Raid Shadow Legends. Maybe we'll make another channel. Maybe that's what we'll have to do. But we'll see. But they're the kind of rough plans for this next year. So we're gonna hope. I've got no kind of set target for the number of videos. I mean, I think I'll probably try and do 150 across the year, and I'm hoping to well get past that. But it kind of depends how everything goes. What could chuck a spanner in the works is obviously last year around this time I ended up homeschooling the kids for 2 or 3 months, and that was really hard to make content. Just simply with doing the day job and looking after the kids. But hopefully speaking, those days are behind us, and we can move forwards. We'll keep that Echoing Fury, because you never know, there might be something fun we can do with that at some point. Now, for shards wise, I do need a nicer pair of Lefebvre's. I've got a pretty cool non-ancient pair with, the right rolls on it. Nice on the Mystic Ally damage, nice on the cooldown, decent on the damage reduction roll, but I really want an ancient pair because obviously augments this season are just like absolute hotcakes. It's just great. There's just so many around, dead easy to do, which is brilliant. Ooh, a blue goblin. Definitely, yes please, buddy. Yes please. Let's see, can we get a consumable? I always feel let down if I don't see the little red beam for the consumable. We did just pick up another Devil Tongue though, so you never know. It could be an upgrade. But yeah, with having the 2 different weapons for the gold find, it's not too bad to find one of them. You know, at least one of them is a nice one. And you never know. You never know you look. You might see the nice red shiny beam. And yeah. Fingers crossed you get yourself a nice little primal. But yeah, I like doing stuff like this. I like this. This is a bit quirky. We're using a few items that you know, normally speaking, you just salvage without even looking at them. And one question I know I'm going to get about the gold skin, the chest plate, is yes, it does emanate, but the follower's gold find barely affects yours. It's absolutely super ridiculous de minimis. You know, you can stack your follower out completely with gold find. It's not going to make much of a difference to your number. But you know, again, if you wanted to min max it, the absolute top value that you could possibly physically get, yeah, you'd go back and you'd put gold find on your follower on every single piece of gear that they have. But honestly, I just don't think that's worth it. Like, trying to find the correct secondary stats on stuff becomes very fiddly because it's just hard, you know, to get the things that you need. You know, you want it as a secondary, but you don't really want to be giving up you know, the main stats, really. And obviously, as you probably saw through my game, most of this stuff is not ancient because I've just had to build it this morning with what it is that we had. A quick little tip on, let's say you do want to replicate this build. Let's say you are interested in doing a shitload of gold find. You don't need to worry too much about ancient, non-ancient, because obviously inner just destroys everything. So something like this, you can keep it. You can take it to the cube. You can do the convert set item, and you might well end up getting like a pair of gloves that have got gold find on, you know, and then so on and so forth. So for the inner pieces, you really just basically need to just convert in the cube. Just get yourself some spare inner pieces, and off you go. The bindings of the lesser gods, obviously you're going to have to roll for some shards. Just get yourself a spare pair. Once you do, you know, non-ancient, just make sure they've got a decent damage modifier. I mean, to be honest, the Mystic Allies will pretty much crunch T16 even without the Cyclone Strike. So there's possibilities, I think, to just change it, but I do like the fact that it will just put, you know, elites down super fast. That's something else that maybe we can maybe have a look at in later iterations of the build. Doing your keys like this, this will keep you topped up on gold for a long time. You know, it's there we go. It's expensive to empower those high rifts. Now, there's an argument this season, I think, that maybe the gold is not as important as it has been in previous seasons, because we do have the fantastic ability to augment using the soul shards. But I mean, at the end of the day, there we go. There's a consumable. My view is you may as well be building up the augs as well, because it just gives you the opportunity. You can put the 125s on, you know, your main suit. You can put your 125s maybe on like a bounty build that you like using. You can put them on, you know, maybe a second or third spec, a third suit that you like, and then you'll have a load of like, you know, 100s, 120s, whatever GR it is that you're doing, either in your groups or solo. And then you might well be able to get, like, for instance, every set on Monk and Demon Hunter, plus a nice Legacy Dreams build, augmented up to some description. And obviously the gold just allows you to do that faster. So, you know, it's kind of like, the way to look at it is it's kind of like 20%. There we go. After 10 minutes, we've done 1 billion gold, which is obviously pretty nice. Now, you could just run this through puzzle rings, and you would get a sickening amount of gold from that. But obviously, you know, you're not getting anything else. At least this way, we are getting keys at the same time. But yeah, 6 billion an hour gold, I think maybe we'll be on. We'll see. If obviously things like hitting a gem not a gem, a gold goblin obviously would be pretty impactful because they drop an awful lot of gold. So, and again, the way gold find works is it works totally on density because of the mechanic with the Boon of the Hoarder. It pretty much, it doesn't matter, you know, you kill these little facehugger type mobs and enemies, they drop gold just the same as an elite. I think anyway, I don't think they drop less. So you know, density is your friend, and that's a bit RNG, isn't it? You know, there's no set nothing you can do about it. You don't know what you're gonna get in your T16s, I suppose, is what I'm trying to clumsily say. But yeah, I think 6 billion gold, 80 keys in an hour, something like that. I think you know, that's a good little play session, and you can go off and blast away either in your groups doing your DPS, your solo stuff, or you can do, you know, ZDHing maybe. And obviously, you know, you want to be trying to keep your in-game up most of the time. Bounty build I've been playing is really nice. It's the infinite teleport one that we came up with last season. It's just even more disgusting this season because, you know, realistically, everything pretty much gets a buff with the soul shards, and that's just nice because that is just 100% perma teleport. So I mean, the other option, as we were saying, is you can just simply roll gold find on every slot in that. That, you know, that might yield you more gold per hour, depending on how fast you clear stuff. But you know, I like using the quirky items. This is definitely what gets my juices flowing. Is just saying, right, well, let's, you know, when did we ever last stick a gold skin on a character? When did we last use a devil tongue sword? You know. I'm definitely a collector. Again, that's, you know, going back to raid, that is why it appeals to me, collecting up the champions. And the same for this, you know, I like finding items. I like thinking, oh, that's cool. You know, I can use that in this scenario or this build. Again, it's why I tend to play every single class every season. But yeah, my intelligence account's got baby little guns. That is like 800-900, and then my barb account is about the same as this. It's about 1100-1200, something like that. But enjoying the season a bunch. Enjoyed the chase for the gems. You know, that's been fun. Got a bunch of augmenting to do. I just need to sit down and work out which ones it is I want to explore, just to see if I can get any upgrades. If we don't get upgrades, then we may as well use the old ones. So I've got, I think, how much? Yeah, 30 odd. So that's like 10 augments right there, you know, and hopefully speaking, that, you know, that figure is just going to go up. And obviously the key to getting them is to just do stuff as fast as you can. You know, always it's speed is the name of the game. Unfortunately, I've pressed the Mystic Ally button before doing a Cyclone Strike at the start there. With it only being T16, we can get away with it. But yeah, the bounty one is definitely a bunch of mashing. You just smash all the keys, which is how I like to play, brainless. Due to my limited intellect is clearly why. Let's grab this stuff. I'm surprised we haven't set the followers cheat death off at all yet. I thought we might have done that, but we do have the block damage and the Serenity Ascension, which puts in work for us, and I guess teleport as well. You know, you can kind of jump time skip. I think a lot of damage. I guess that's probably something that we're doing. We don't have the sages set on the follower for the DBs. I've got like 4,500. I don't really see myself using that many, so I think for the Demon Hunter, I did have the Sage set on, like the 100 plus keys I farmed. That boosted me up quite a lot. So yeah, we'll probably take that off. It's a bit of a shame. I used to enjoy the DB farming. That was always, again, kind of fun, but trying to work out but funny, quirky builds to see how can we get the sages set in, how can we do it, what's the best way. You know, I think that's why I will always have that soft spot for Diablo 2 Resurrected. Again, it's, you know, very much a kind of like, oh, you find items, maybe you can use it later, maybe it goes with this. You know, store stuff up in your stash, that kind of thing. Right, Mr. Rift Guardian, let's get that guy done. One more 20 minutes. And then, yeah, don't know, maybe 6 billion. Maybe not quite that much. Again, depends on the maps. Might be a little shy. Whoops. Spend a few shards whilst waiting. May as well. Ooh, they could be nice. I'm not sure where we're up to with some Wuku shoulders. We'll stick them in the inbox to have a little look-see at. Why not? Why not? Ah, finally a super nice map. This is where the bounty build comes in. It shines to its own in something like that, because you just skip that bit by perma teleporting. Never mind, we're in now. We're in and we're on. Is that another consumable? Nice. We will take it. And the other theory, of course, is I'm bound to get a primal at some point if we just keep making these commentary style 1 hour long sessions. At some point, we're gonna find a primal. It's, you know, it's a certainty. But yeah, Innes is just nuts. So bonkers. Everything for keys, bounties, speed, GR, gem ups, you know, pushing. Just crazy. It's odd that something like this unbalanced is kicking around. I mean, I don't mind it. It's fun, and I'm quite happy to go off and play some other stuff. You know, some other builds, some other classes. But I guess if you're a bit of a meta slave, it's you know, it's a lot of inner, isn't it? Unless of course you're doing rat runs, which I think seem to be growing in popularity, judging from the global Rift chat stuff. A lot of requests for people wanting to do rats now. I do need to get my Z-neck built. That is something I need to do. I'm not a million miles away from it, but it's not done. I forget what it is I'm waiting for. Just done a bunch of bounties on the Necro. Ooh, they might be better than the current pair that I've got, so we'll keep those. It's a shame that didn't have gold find on. We might have used that. But I'm pretty sure I've got a already orged chest plate for inner. So we'll put it in the bin. Oh, another way we can get a bit more gold out of these runs, actually, thinking about it, which I haven't done because, you know, we could do. Maybe we'll do that for the next one. Is once you've done the rift, just teleport back in. You know, if it's a juicy dense thing, by all means, jump back in, get some more gold. You know, and you can maybe get yourself another, you know, couple of 100 mil fairly fast. You just jump back, teleport around a bit, grab some stuff. But we've been very casual with this, not too sweaty. And the other thing as well is you can shave a bit of time by like quitting your game after each run and starting again. There's another thing you can do for a little bit more efficiency. I just, ugh. I'm not that kind of guy. I used to back in the day when we did a lot of DB farming on Explosive Blast Wizard. Back in the days when we used to play on the Xbox, that was always there. You'd jump back in and try and get yourself another 10 or 15 or 20 DBs, because I think around, was it around like season 10, season 9, something like that. Getting the Sages set in was a must. It was like a real bottleneck in the seasonal progress. Was the DBs, and now we're absolutely swimming in them. You know, we absolutely barely need to give them a thought past the first few days of the season, which is kind of funny. So yeah, so we could jump back in like this, and then we just basically crack on trying to get stuff. I always worry sometimes that, you know, we'll do this, a primal will drop and we'll miss it. You know, the timer will get down to 0. We won't be able to see it. But yeah, you know, I mean, you could sit here and do this and take fewer breaks, essentially. You know, and I'm not quite sure how much we've got, but we've got a bit extra there. And you just basically open up the next one. And you're only stopping at that point when you get full. So it kind of depends. Do you want to try and go on for a bit longer each individual run? I keep smashing the stupid Mystic Ally button too early. There we go. So that is something you can do for a little bit more of a squeeze. But if you just fancy doing it at a bit more of a chill pace, you can obviously just empty everything at the end. Soul Shard wise, we are getting, I think, we're getting move speed. I've got one that gives the extra 5 seconds off the cooldowns as well, so I was using that like a supercharged in-germ. Well, I can't remember if that's the one we used. I'm sure I showed them at the start. The other option is I can do a full build guide on this. I mean, I might do anyway. We'll see. Just so that people aren't having to watch like a full hour of this to get all of the, you know, all the tips and tricks as we do it. And another thing we did have on at some point was the Rondell's Locket instead of the Kimbos, just to kind of juice up the pickup radius as you start off, so you don't have to go quite as near to the gold to get you going. Again, pickup radius, that's something you can look for in a secondary, you know, for like uber mega min max. Experience per kill is also kind of nice. We are using a gem of ease just to try and get a little bit of XP whilst we do this, but it's only like rank 35 or something. Been a bit lazy with that because obviously with the ZDH I have actually been using the Soul Shard. So as we've pretty much cleared most of the stuff on that map, it's going to take a bit to get to the next floor. The next floor might have a little bit of a running section at the start. I think, you know, you may as well empty this one. And then maybe the next one you can carry on. So again, you can maybe carry on every other one. Something like that. Anything good? Ooh, an Uliana's Helm. Stick that in the in tray, because we might take it, and then the rest of that stuff is for salvaging. So we're not far off halfway, and we've done 2.2 billion. Yeah, so maybe 5 billion gold an hour. Which, as I say, you definitely could get more by doing puzzles. But I'd be amazed if you couldn't get more gold that way. But you're not getting your keys, so you know that's the downside. But again, this is the this is where we're at with the game, and it's kind of nice because when T16 first came out, you know, God, I can't even remember how long ago it was now, but it was, you know, there were builds that could do it, but nothing that could like flatten it, you know, quite as fast as the Gears of Dreadlands. And it's kind of nice to go back to, you know, trying to use these quirky items to min-max, you know, your own particular play. You know, if gold isn't important to you, you know, obviously you don't need to be doing this, but if you're like me, and I hate not empowering the rifts, it just feels like such a waste. Feels bad. And it is kind of nice to get back onto this. We're not getting all the DBs again. Like there's not much point for me going out of my way. This one I think we may as well carry on because we're kind of mid map, aren't we? So we'll go back. We'll speak to Orek. We'll pop the timer and then come back and get going again. Not the densest of maps, but with a view to trying to squeeze these last little bits out. Ooh, oh, there we go. Look at that. Rewarded it in spades. The gold goblin. Nice ring belt. We just got it. Nice. That gold goblin's probably worth quite a lot. I mean, Jesus, if you hit a goblin field, do they have gold goblins in? I think, don't they? Again, that would kind of, you know, alter things up. So there is RNG. It's not like every run's going to be the same. Ooh, another consumable. That has finally stopped tilting me. Like initially at the start, the fact that looks just like a primal was really getting on my nerves. So I kept getting dead excited thinking I had a primal. And it wasn't. But I am now just about getting used to it. So next season's going to be back to normal, isn't it? When we see the red beam, we're going to be super excited. Instead of now, I see it, and I guess it's still exciting to get the consumable. You know, I know it's like a third of an augment, isn't it? So I guess there's, you know, logically, you would say, well, that's actually better than getting the primal. Chances are primal is going to be rubbish. It's going to be the wrong item. I'll have the wrong rolls. We took a chance here. I thought we could maybe mop this floor up, but doesn't look like it. It's like a wee little tiny one. That's what she said. I do need to look into getting the stream deck going for this as well, with some sound effects. So again, that's on the to-do list, just to make these videos a bit more fun for anybody listening along. So there we go, we're full 9.5 billion. You guys can't see it, you're just looking at my head. Trust me, we've nearly got 3 billion. So yeah, I mean the gold goblins, I guess that's where it's at. Worth an awful lot. I don't think any of that is worth keeping past the consumable. Past the ember. Which, as we say, a third of an augment every time you find one. Yeah, I guess we should be quite happy. We're a little bit stacked on shards, but we'll carry on, I think. This is a tile set I'm not particularly fond of. I don't really know why. I think it's the spirally nature. I always Always get lost. There we go. Another third of an augment. Happy days. It would be interesting to see how this compared, actually, thinking out loud, to a gold find DH. So Gears of Dreadlands, but just with, like, you know, total gold find rolled everywhere. Because the way, obviously, that build moves, because you're not really teleporting, and you're not teleporting at all, you might well find that you actually pick up a bit more. So, you know, there may well be gold we're leaving on the table, just by virtue of the fact that we're zipping around quite a bit. I probably should stop opening the chests as well, but that for me is fun, so we're just going to do what we find fun whilst we do this. Because at the end of the day, as we always say, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. But it's what this is about. Taking a little bit of a break from, you know, normal life, blast some video games, relax, chill out. Ugh. Another one of those tile sets which is super easy to get lost. Goblin, not a gold one. Again, you know, you're gonna miss the odd little bit here and there whizzing through. Probably not worthwhile going back for stuff. Okay, another one done. Will we get another goblin? That is the question. Ooh. Ancient Syndicate. That's worth looking at later. Other than that, I think I probably won't need any more gifts, but there's nothing really we can do about getting rid of them. And as we're a little tight on time, we'll just roll a bunch of rings because we know we can do those quickly. Burn some of the shards. Always nice to find the elite right at the door. Get the Ingeum up. Get yourself motoring. This is a potential one floor clear. You never know how big this one's going to be though. Sometimes it can be big. Sometimes you can get a little diddy one. Obviously shield pylon's nice, which means that we're 100% squirts up time and absolutely no risk of dying. We might be able to get this done on this floor. Sometimes I'd say the tile set definitely with the highest spawn rate, where it just like gives you the rift thing at the end saying this is literally the only floor. It's not the case this time. Obviously the game just loves making me look like an idiot. To be fair, it is not hard. Oh, we're nearly there. There's a little bit down here we haven't explored. There we go. And this is definitely not one to carry on. So we'll do an empty and spend the shards. Nothing worth looking at either. Oh, and tell a lie. We had a Sunkeeper. It could have been could have been Ancient. We will be keeping our eye out for. We don't want any Crusader hats. No thank you, game. So there we go. We've caught up on shards a bit. Gonna stick the gift back as well. Oh, we've done it again. Pressed the Mr. Calais button at the wrong time. I'm tired. Having been for a run for the first time in a while yesterday. My legs are sore. But I need to get back exercising. Need to get fit for playing football. Need to lose some weight as well. Too much drinking, too much snacking on all sorts of junk over Christmas. I mean, it's great fun, isn't it? You know, desserts, chocolates, all that stuff. Sweets everywhere. Wall-to-wall treats, cookies. Kids go crazy for cookies. And I'm just weak. And when I see them, we just have to eat them. A few people have been asking whether we're going to be returning to Twitch. I can't really see it in the immediate vicinity, foreseeable future. I will not say never, but it just was just too time consuming and just generally just a little bit inconvenient. The best time to stream was probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon my time. That's when the kids get home from school. So yeah, the wife and both the kids independently all asked me to stop, and I just thought, well, this isn't really working terribly well. So, but maybe in the future we'll be back. As I say, never say never in life. But hopefully this will do as a bit of a quasi substitute to some people. These longer type videos. Ooh, look at that! Nearly the max modifier on it. Ancient. That is a nice Kirishira's Soul. That is almost definitely going to be kept. It does have 5% attack speed, which we would have liked 7. We could keep the vitality on it and roll the rest of it, but probably not. Oh, we've forgotten to carry on as well. Let's do some rings. Last them. 20 minutes. 2/3 of the way through. We're at 4.5 billion, I think. So if we get half that again, that would be quite good actually. So we just need to make sure if we see another gold goblin, we definitely get that little son of a bitch cracked. I haven't checked the keys as well, actually. Maybe we'll just leave that for a surprise at the end. I haven't noticed any massive key pickups, but then I guess I haven't really been paying attention to it, so we could be pleasantly surprised. We could have like 90 by the end of this. Although getting lost and going the wrong way is not going to be helpful. No chance. I started watching The Witcher last night. Really enjoyed that. I know that's something I definitely should have been getting on earlier, but I'm off work for Christmas now for, well, I've got another week or so, which is great. In some respects, lets me catch up on TV and that kind of thing, but I do work a lot of evenings with the football, so it is kind of hard to find the time to game, to do the day job. I like to play football in the evenings as well, so evenings are difficult. But again, hopefully, if there's no more trips to the pub, no more drinking, no more boozing, maybe I will get a bit more time, work out some TV. But that Yeah, really enjoyed that. Again, it's you know, it's like this, isn't it? It's dark, gothic, fantasy type stuff, which is kind of what we like. Which reminds me, I haven't talked. Well, I mean, I have. You haven't heard it. I did talk about the default update in the now defunct Demon Hunter video. I was really pleased with that. I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. The animations, all that stuff looked brilliant. Really happy with how the game looked. I think the Paragon board actually looks good. The fact that it's called Paragon doesn't bother me. I think like the Paragon system in this game is like a bit of an issue, but by the same token, I think the design philosophy behind it is a good one, which is they wanted something so that you always feel like you're making progress. Every play session gives you progress, which if you think about Diablo 2 Resurrected, there's definitely been times where I've played that for like half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, and I've not made any progress because I've like died just before a level up and died again just before a level up. Now, obviously, you can say, well, Filthy, you're just a useless, rubbish Diablo 2 noob. But it's that kind of, you know, you don't want the feel bad moments. So I think the idea of like every play session is going to give you something at the very, very least, I think is good. I prefer it. I appreciate there will be those who don't. The fact that the boards rotate, I think, is pretty cool. That was obviously something Wolson tried to implement, but didn't really hit it in the end because, as it transpired, I think by the end of that you could pretty much have all the choices anyway. So the rotation was just a bit of a, I say gimmick. I guess that sounds a little bit harsh, but you know, maybe it's fair. But yeah, default. I've kind of got a sneak feeling that we might actually be getting into closed alpha sooner than maybe we anticipate, because I think you might find that we go through alpha, beta, and all those things. I think you might find that's actually got quite a lengthy process to it, as in they might want to stretch that out over a decent period of time, like maybe 6 months, maybe 9 months, maybe a year, which obviously would be great, because then we could obviously have a little try of it beforehand. Yeah, it just looks fantastic. I'm super excited about it. You know, I think the casual side of this game, I think, is probably one of the things it's got going for it. The fact that you are rewarded for grinding a little bit. You know, there's obviously the lack of end game content and stuff like that, but if you put in a bunch of time and get up to like 1500 Paragon, and you do, you know, enough of the bounties and all that stuff, you can pretty much go off and do what you want. You know, we can build out this monk, we can completely redo its, you know, skill set essentially and try something different. Diablo 2 Resurrected, you know, obviously, I mean, you can do that, you can respec, but it's not quite the same. You know, like I used a respec on my wizard, didn't like what I'd respec to, went back to change back, cocked it up, and pretty much balked that character. And I know you can get extra resets later, but they're not the easiest thing to come by. But it will be interesting. Be interesting to see what kind of direction we go with. It's nice that they are listening to the community, but I would always like give it a little bit of caution, because I think a lot of the people, you know, like obviously you look at like Mr. Llama and Wadijo, you know, phenomenal content creators, great members of the community, but their point of view, I think, probably doesn't represent the vast majority of the player base. The vast majority of the player base are going to be weekend warrior type people. So it's be a little careful you don't make the game like Path of Exile, which is a wonderful game, I'm sure. I have played it a little bit. It is fun. It's very, very overwhelming and complex. But if they go for too near to that, I think you might find that a lot of the kind of casual audience is turned off. And again, not entirely sure what the monetization structure for D4 is going to be. If it is like selling cosmetics, or, you know, they go the Lost Ark route where there's some kind of paid enhancement to kick your progress along, then, you know, you're relying on casual players to pick that up. You know, it's not going to be people who grind all day who are going to want to pay for that stuff. So I don't know, but it's going to be interesting. Very excited to see it. Right, let's jump back in real quick. How long have we got? 13 minutes. Come on, where's these goblins at? It is funny sometimes how the Mystic Allies just like, you pop them and they don't last very long at all. Just like, oh, there we go. There's a goblin. He was hiding. But it all looks good. And I'm sure they'll be back to the drawing board. And I think realistically, PTR is going to be... PTR Alpha is going to be an important time for Diablo 4. But the fact that the effects basically kind of... You can slap individual monsters around. The effects, like as you slam out, not every character reacts individually. Out of the, you know, monsters, they kind of like, it goes through them like in order, like it would do, like it's, you know, physically a much more kind of real feeling game. I think that's going to be just amazing. And if the visuals are really good, and provided there's, you know, there's some more fast paced and fun content, I think it's going to be good. But I have really enjoyed D2R. I do enjoy that. I do, you know, going and doing the slower paced stuff is fun. It is different. But, you know, there's not much you can do like this in you're not blowing up the screen in D2R, so it'll be interesting as to whether Diablo 4 eventually ends up at this kind of thing where you're blasting and blasting and blasting at the speed of light, whether we get something slower paced. I really like the fact that you get the plus skills on items. That's definitely one of my favourite things in D2R. Again, just on the basis of you can find something at level 1 and you can be like, ooh, right, I'm going to stick that in the stash, and then next time I play through the druid or the monk, druid or necro or whatever, you know, it's there for you. I do like that. 10 minutes. Can we get 2 or 3 more in? I have to do an empty. Misclicking on my flag's not going to be very helpful, is it? Right. I don't think we want any of this stuff. We don't even need to ID it. We will take a look at those braces. Let's jump back in, see if we can find a goblin again. No. So we're at 11.4 billion now. So that's a decent wedge, isn't it? What do we start? We start with 6.7. Ugh. Whoops. Bit of an epic fail on the Mystic Ally button. Never mind. Just about got away with it. Ooh, that mace. Ancient Sunkeeper, please. Let's hope it's an ancient one. That'd be super nice. And we're definitely stocked on pools of reflection. Not that they last terribly long. But you watch now. I'll end up somehow managing to kill my character. With the cooldown pile, it's just so funny. Where are we going? Top this way, I think. Is it? No. Oh, we're getting lost though. Is it this way? Oh, this was the way we came in. Ugh. And into this awful thing. Never mind. Maybe the game's got something nice for us in store. We're going to end up the Goblin Field or something. It's just such a bad tile set. It's like just got no density to it. No density, no pylons. Ugh, I would just love for them to take this out the game, which feels really harsh because it looks, you know, it looks cool. And people who made it, who designed it, feels bad. Does feel bad. But you know, we're trying to hit 6 billion gold here. We can't be doing with this nonsense. Right, well, we can come back to this one. Definitely enough juice in here, I think. So we're at like 5 billion now. We've got maybe a couple more to go. Definitely might as well carry on in this whilst it's juicy. I guess we'll carry on in the last one as well. Just like praying to hear a little goblin sound. Right, last 2 or 3 maybe. We've got an elite to start off with. That's good. We're going to be rich. Richest player in Sanctuary. Oh, dear me. Crummy maps. We definitely got better. When we did the Hours Key Blast, we definitely got better maps than this. Can we get one more gold goblin? Would really, really make this. Chest armor. This is another, I was going to say another tempter to carry on. It might not be that big. Five minutes. We can maybe get 2 more in. Oops. Tell you what, we need to do that though. Let's go have a look. See what the next floor is, given that we're right by the exit. Ugh, tunnels. Ooh, I hear goblin now. Ooh. Another gem one. I mean, yeah, they will be useful. But ooh, if that had been the gold guy. We're trying to squeeze every last ounce out of this. We're gonna, oof, nearly on the cheat death. Not quite. Again, obviously, as always in this game, the further you go with the Paragon and the augments, the you know, just the tanky you become, even without having to rely on gold wrap cheese, you can still base tank a couple of explosions and stuff. There we go. Cooldown pylon. It's going to be helpful. Blue Goblin. I'm not sure how much gold these things are worth. Of course, we're not going to be able to pick all that stuff up because our inventory's full now. Oh, getting iPad notifications. Well enough, it's Raid Shadow Legends telling me to come back and play. So there you go, we've gone full circle. We've got this awful map again. Do we have time for one more? Yeah, we're defo full. Right, we're full on everything. Ooh, we've got about 90 seconds left. Spend 30 of them in here and go do Fields of Misery for a minute. Wonder how much gold we're on. And the keys as well. Not the ideal scenario to be carrying on with this amulet. I guess we'll take it. You never know. It could have been an absolutely baller. Absolutely baller. Traveler's Pledge. Right, I reckon we've got 30 seconds or so of Fields of Misery. Just to make up our time. I don't really think we can start another one, can we? You can tell I'm desperate for gold. I think we've just about got the 6 billion. Not far off. Last little bit. Come on. Even this, I feel like we've gone the wrong way around. Right, okay, let's call that. So let me move my head for you guys. We have got 12.5 billion, so that is just shy of 6 billion. So it's like 5.8, I think, something like that. So that is not bad in an hour. Let's see how many keys. Oh, we got over 100. Oh no, we didn't. 97. So 100 keys roughly in an hour. Again, as always with these things, commentating, you'd be able to do this faster if I wasn't doing it. You would do it a little better. I'm sure you guys can do this better than me. But yeah, nearly 100 keys, nearly 6 billion gold, and a fun hour. So yeah, so that is the max gold find, 6 billion gold an hour. Excuse me, monk build. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up always is appreciated. Do subscribe. Do come and check out the second channel if you've got the time. And if you hate Raid Shadow Legends, well, obviously don't. But we will be getting some Diablo Immortal on there at some point, I'm guessing. I've been the Filthy Casual. I hope you're enjoying your festive period. Take it easy. Peace.